Hello, my name is Nishi, one of the peer advisors for the Sociology department, and today I'm going to be talking about the general emphasis for sociology. Before I talk about the emphasis and what it is exactly, I just want to reiterate, which I've talked about in other emphases videos as well if you haven't checked those out, is that your emphasis is not binding. You do have to choose an emphasis, but just because you are an emphasis in a certain area or subject does not mean that your career choices are limited to that. The emphases are there so that you can find courses that align with your interests. And so going on to what the general emphasis is it provides an intro to sociology and its central concepts. It's the most flexibility in upper division courses. So if you're really not sure about which emphasis you want to do, or you have a lot of different social courses you're interested in, this is a great starting point for you. And it's also great for graduate level programs if that's what you're hoping to do in the future, and also offers you a wide variety of skills that are marketable to employers in many, many different types of careers. Okay, and here's a list of just a few of the potential courses that we'll be taking. This is definitely not a comprehensive list. We'll go into some of the requirements later on, but just some certain courses that you might take that sound interesting are sociology of gender, criminology, criminal justice system, and then you can see the other few on here as well. And here's a list of some, again, not all, not a comprehensive list, but some of the careers that students in the general emphasis do go into, including city planning, research, human resources, social work, education, and nonprofit work. Okay, now we're getting into our lower division requirements. If you're a transfer student, you might want to skip to the upper division course section because you've likely completed all your lower divs. But if you want to just watch, or if you haven't completed your lower divs, I'm going to talk you through them really quickly. So first, you see that we have all three of the first courses required. That means you have to take Soc 1, Soc 46, and 56. And then you also have to pick courses from all of the highlighted categories. So just one lower division sociology course, one anthropology course, one history course, and one philosophy course. And for history, I would definitely check if you did high school history, it should count for that requirement. Or if you took, the AP test in history, it would count for that. So I would definitely check your OASIS or talk to an advisor when looking at that requirement. And I am looking at the emphasis advising sheet here, which is available on our sociology website, downloadable as a PDF for you to follow along on your own or to keep for your own records as you complete courses. And I do just want to give some quick tips and tricks about selecting your lower division courses. First, I would definitely recommend not taking Soc course in your first quarter here, or even your second, to be honest. It's a 5-unit course, and it's a pretty dense material because it's pretty theory-based. Instead, I would consider taking one of the other options that you have for lower division Soc courses, so whether that be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11, or 25. In addition, we do have Soc 46 and 56, which are our mandatory research methods courses, and because they are mandatory for all of our students, they do tend to get filled up pretty quickly. So if you don't get it in your first or second quarter, or even your first or second year, I wouldn't stress about that, as you can take it later in your sociology coursework and it won't matter, because we don't have any prereqs for our upper division sociology courses. So even if you're taking it later in your course, it won't prevent you from taking other sociology courses. And other things to consider are taking GE courses in subjects you may want to double major or minor in. See our other videos for a little bit more information on double major and minoring. But it could be a good time to kind of fill units, but also explore other subject areas. And I would also recommend meeting with an advisor, whether that be a staff advisor, making an appointment via OASIS, or coming in to see one of the peer advisors to make an academic plan and get advice on specific courses. And then definitely checking out some of our other videos for advice on other courses and other emphases as well. Okay, so I'm breaking up our upper division coursework into two chunks. The first are the single requirements, so everyone has to take Soc 100, so you're required to take that course. And then kind of like your lower divisions, you just select one course from the highlighted categories. And so after I go over the next part, you'll in total have about 72 to 74 units, and you need about 180 to graduate, and 64 of those must be upper divs, which means that there's often space for minor or double major courses against your other videos. And then you'll in total end up taking 11 upper division courses in total, and it's really important that your upper division courses are unique. So that means if you use one upper division course to satisfy one requirement, you cannot use it again to satisfy another requirement. Okay, and now we are at the clusters. So this can look a little overwhelming, but don't worry, I'm going to talk you through it. So the way it works is you're going to pick one cluster. So there's cluster 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you're going to pick one cluster. And in that cluster, you're going to take 3 Soc courses from any of the following clusters. Just 3 courses in one cluster. Then you need to select 2 courses outside of that cluster. So for example, if I choose cluster 1 as my main cluster, then I need to take 3 courses in that cluster 1, and then I need to take 2 courses outside of cluster 1. They can both be in a different cluster. They can be in two different courses from different clusters. It's totally up to you, as long as they're not in the cluster that you picked your 3 courses in. And then you just need to select one of any upper division sociology course. That can be in your cluster, outside your cluster, it doesn't matter. It just needs to be one upper division course. And on the left here, I have some example courses. So for example, if I chose cluster 3 as my course, as my main cluster, then maybe I would decide to take Soc 131, Soc 150, and Soc 164. So those would be my 3 in-cluster courses. And then I'm going to take 2 courses outside of my cluster. So maybe I want to choose Soc 132 from cluster 1, and I'm going to choose Soc 148 from cluster 4. And then finally, I'm going to take one upper division course of my choice, so 172. It doesn't matter if it falls into a cluster. If it doesn't, where it falls, it doesn't matter. I just thought 172 was interesting, so I decided to take it. I know this can be a little bit confusing, so please feel free to meet with either a staff advisor or a peer advisor to come in and discuss a little bit more about the clusters. But basically, you just need to pick 3 courses in one cluster, 2 courses outside that cluster, and then 1 extra additional sociology course of your choosing, upper div. Okay, and that is the end of our general emphasis video. If you'd like to scan here, this is our department website for sociology, and you will find the links to other videos there, how to make an appointment with us via Oasis, where our drop-in hours are. So if you want to come in for advising and you don't want to make an appointment, you can go ahead and join our drop-in hours as well. And if you have any questions or any concerns about your schedule, what we talked about today in this video, please feel free to make an appointment via Oasis with one of our staff advisors, or come by the peer advising office or email us, and we can set up an appointment for you to meet with one of us as well.